Hi everybody, this is Miss Smith here. I'm going to help you with this second part of your theme practice on paper. This is called the genre text elements for multiple themes. So here we go. First thing I want to do is read the instructions over what a theme is and how we're going to find a theme within a text. So the first thing that you need to make sure to do is put your name. Okay, and then we're looking at the instructions right here. So it says you can sum up a story's topic with a short phrase such as classrooms in the future. A story's theme is different. It is a message about life that the story conveys. For example, technology may make classrooms of the future lonely places. Different readers may understand a theme differently. Also, one story may have multiple themes, which is really important, everybody. Every story that you read isn't going to have just one lesson. Usually there's multiple messages or lessons that can be learned in a story because everybody reads stories differently and gets different things out of them. Okay, so the next thing it says, in some stories, the narrator or a character comes right out and explicitly tells readers what the theme is. So that's basically meaning and sometimes an author will tell you the theme, but more often than not, the author will imply the theme, meaning that the author is going to hint at the theme, but not actually tell you the theme. More often, writers suggest themes implicitly. They use story details to hint at their story's themes. Readers have to piece together messages that writers are trying to make clear to them. To determine a theme, ask yourself questions like these. And I'm going to go through with you guys on your paper. You can underline if you don't have a highlighter, but I think it's important to underline or highlight the important questions that are going to help us get to a theme, okay? For example, do any words in the title suggest a theme? Because sometimes in stories, the author will hint at the message or lesson of the story by giving you a specific title that kind of hints at a message. Second question, how does the setting affect the characters? Okay, and that's something that we are definitely going to ask ourselves when we look at this example. We're going to ask ourselves these questions. Next one, are the conflicts resolved and how? A lot of times in stories, based on what the problem is and how it was solved, that's going to help you get to a theme. And then the next question, do any of the characters change? If so, how? And I'm going to go ahead, let's write a star next to that question, as that's a really important question to ask yourself when you're reading a story. Do any of the characters make a change? If so, how? That usually is going to be a huge question that leads you to a theme. Okay? The last one I want us to highlight or underline is, do the characters learn lessons and what are they? Okay, so do the characters actually learn something important? If so, what are they? That's typically going to be the theme of a story. Okay, so now I'm going to help you with this example, and then that's it. I'll have you do the rest on your own, but this one we're going to do together. So we're going to ask ourselves these questions as we're looking at this little story. So it says, read the passage below, then answer the questions that follow. Okay, so as we're reading, we're going to underline or highlight any important information that we see in the story. So first of all, the story is called New School Jitters. Okay, so already I can ask myself one of these questions, which is this: do any words in the title suggest a theme? Okay, well, the title is New School Jitters. I know jitters means to be nervous. Like when you get jittery, usually you're nervous about something. So obviously I can already tell that maybe we're going to learn something about being new to something and being nervous about it, okay? Now let's look at the actual story. Kaio swam through the cabin to her seat, buckled herself in so she wouldn't float away, and switched on the computer just before class. It was her first day. She was a year younger than her classmates, most of whom were 15. Also, she was the only student who was telecommunicating from Space Station 79. She made an effort to overcome her jitters as the other students peered at her through the screen. At least the instructor, a robot, would judge Kaio on her schoolwork alone. Okay, so interesting things already. How does the setting affect the characters? Right now, are we in a regular setting? Definitely not. Okay, she's in space. She's in a space station, but she's at school still. Okay, so it's a school. That's the setting, but specifically within a space station. Okay, so that's going to affect our character in our story because This isn't a regular class. This is in space, okay? The other things that we can ask ourselves, does the character learn any lessons yet? I would say not 100%, okay? If the story continued, maybe Kaya would learn a lesson, okay? But we have at least 2 questions that we answered so far, okay? So let's look at the actual questions it's asking us. How does the story setting cause a conflict for Kaya? Okay, well, first of all, it's her first day at a new school, which makes her nervous. Okay, that's how our setting is affecting our character. Our setting is that it's the first day at a new school, and she's nervous because it's her first day. And not only that, but she's a year younger than her classmates, which probably makes her even more nervous because she's not the same age. So she has a little less experience than them. Okay, question 2, identify one message or theme in this paragraph. Okay, well, if this is about being nervous in new situations, the way that we can overcome those nerves is to basically go through and face those fears and face the things that make us nervous. Okay, so I'm gonna say we can overcome nerves by facing the situations that make us nervous. Okay, I could also say a theme could also be, it's normal to be nervous in new situations. Okay, how does the title support the theme? Okay, well, the title is called New School Jitters. And my theme is all about how being in a new place can make people nervous, but as the way you overcome those nerves is actually by facing those situations that make you nervous. Okay, so does the writer express the theme implicitly or explicitly? I would say it's implicit, meaning that it is hinted at. The author hints at a theme. Okay, and then it says, how can you tell? The author gives hints through the title and the setting. Okay, so the author doesn't tell us the theme, but they hint at the theme through the title and the setting. Okay, so we just broke down a text and found a theme. You could also, again, say a different theme would be it's normal to be nervous in new situations. That's also a really good message or lesson that we could learn from this. Okay, so now what you're going to do on this flip side is you're doing part A and part B on your own. Part A says to read each pair of statements, circle the letter next to the statement in each pair that clearly expresses a theme, and then on the line, explain your choice, okay? So you're picking which one of these is actually a theme statement and how do you know? And then B, you're reading the passage below, then answer the questions that follow. So this part right here, I actually kind of broke down how to do it with this story, okay? So that's what you're doing on your own, everybody. Good luck.